It's been a long time since I've last come to autumn. I usually come here mainly in the summer haze, and so I've forgotten how much hard work it is to keep the house warm. After the last 2 years of lockdown, every part of my being was craving being out in nature. And although I am not going to stay here for very long, I am soaking up every single moment of feeling myself again. Adjusting to normality has strangely been harder for me to do than embracing the change of the pandemic. As we've all found out, when you spend the better part of a year in suspension, picking back up the threads of your past life can be a difficult task to do. I've always been a shelter from the world, and I was glad to be back home this autumn. When I was a kid, I used to dread coming here because we didn't have any friends to play with. Growing up, I appreciate it mainly for the quietness it offers. The simple fact of being in a rustic house and harvesting our fields is enough to give you a sense of accomplishment. In the summer, we get a lot of fruits, cherries, mulberries, apricots, peaches, and many others. And in autumn, we collect nuts, mushrooms, persimmons, pears, and apples.
Good morning, everyone. We are in the country house, the village in the Peloponnese up the mountain. As you can see, I'm having a cold, which is why I speak a bit weirdly and I look pale. This is the time of the year, November, where we pick the olives from the trees and then we have to cut some of the branches so they can sprout again in 2 years with more olives. So this is always in this month of November. And it's so cold right now. It's really cold, so I'm dressed however warmly I can, which is not necessarily fashionable, but that's not the point.
This time, I was in the mountain with my grandparents, who have come all the way from France. In the weekend, my brother and mother would come and visit us and help us with the many tasks of the house, mainly chopping wood for the fireplace. This time, the main reason for our visit was to pick our olives. We usually pick the olives once every 2 years to make oil. This time we just wanted to gather a few to enjoy as a side. Contrary to popular belief, you can't just eat an olive straight off a tree. There is a lot of hard work that goes into making the olive you enjoy in your martini. First, you need to pierce each olive and then put them in a bowl of cool water, which you then need to daily change. This goes on for 20 days, and it is to make sure that the olives get rid of their bitterness and become edible.
Come on.
At the end of the days, I would try to carve some time to continue editing my book. Sometimes getting a little writer's block here and there. This is the place that inspires me the most to write. I've based a lot of the landscapes around this valley. I find that this house serves as a good place to get away from everything. Lost in the mountains, there is barely no cell service here, and we have always refused to install internet. We all come here to recharge and be creative. There is a certain clear mindset you can only get if you allow yourself to get cut off from the world and rely only on your creativeness to keep yourself entertained. The nature around our house is very diverse. It goes from a gorgeous seaside to a deep forest and then across impressive mountain peaks. There is also a lot of ancient mythology around these lands. I've missed that quite a lot in the last 2 years with the pandemic, as it was the best excuse to dive deeper into the world of Netflix and unlimited escapism of the internet. I felt like I lost my creativity, and this time here was the cure.
Yasu. Trying to see if he's following me. Hella. I hope he is following me, because if we can help him for the next few days, that'd be nice. Bravo! Bravo! Hella! Hella bre! Okay. It also feels like he's been mistreated, because every time I do a brusque movement, he seems to run away. So, yeah, I'm glad that he feels comfortable now, comfortable enough to be around me now without running away.
doggo. Bravo. Bravo. Cosa l'enere? Oh, you've been mistreated, haven't you? I'm not gonna pet you top of your ears then.
There are so many stray dogs. It's actually almost a problem. And we have a very dear neighbor, very dear neighbor, who is taking care of a lot of stray dogs throughout the village, but also further up the mountain and further down the mountain as well. So she's traveling every day with food in her truck and feeding them. But there are so many stray dogs, and most of them have been mistreated, unfortunately. As you saw, this one, I think it's a she. She got really scared every time I would make a movement, so I didn't approach her. She approached me eventually. But yeah, you can see that she's obviously been mistreated in the past, and it's sad. We don't live here full time, so we can't adopt anyone, and she can't rely on us fully. But we're here periodically, and hopefully she'll learn to recognize the car, and she might be checking out to see if we're here. We've done this previously with other dogs, and it works the way it does. When we're here, we feed them, and they know that at least here, it's a safe house. And that's it. We often get jackals, actually here. There are a lot of them in the mountain, and we can hear them at dusk. And it's a very nice sound. It sounds a bit like wolves, and maybe even wolves laughing, if that makes sense. And it's usually responded back by the dogs of the village that feel that they have to protect their territory or something, and it's always a constant battle, and it's quite nice. I'm gonna try and capture it. That would be a jackal.
Merci ma chérie. Can you see these? Can you see these footprints in the mud? There are so many at the same time. Usually it's jackals. Jackals are actually quite small. They are smaller than a fox. And they often come here. We're right behind my house. And at night we can hear them in our field, which is actually right behind those trees here. So it's quite possible that those are actually jackal footprints, which is quite cool.
Oh my god, look at this!
This, my friend, is a boar footprint.
And because it's quite fresh, I'm actually gonna go. Yeah, bye. There are a lot of fond memories around this place. So many summer evenings spent outside, so many meals shared with friends. But of my dearest moments, it's when my mother makes her rooster and wine soup in the cauldron. Summer is a very scary time for this village. More and more, Greece is experiencing disastrous fires that have decimated the biggest part of the forest and destroyed a lot of villages. The valley actually burned 3 times in the last 20 years, and the last time was only in 2018. As a result, the window for burning out the unusable branches and leaves that have piled up in our garden is getting smaller and smaller, as we are all waiting for the land to be humid again before lighting a fire. As we aren't always here in autumn, this has been piling up for about 5 years. So we decided it was time. It's amazing how fire can be at both ends of the spectrum. An enemy when the weather is hot, and a lifesaver throughout the winter. Let's hope that for this village, the fire will always remain a distant friend.
Hi, it's a few days later and I feel much better. The autofocus is quite noisy, so you probably heard it quite a few times throughout this vlog, and I do apologize. I'll try and maybe invest into another lens for the next vlog that will be more silent, because now it has ruined quite a few shots, but never mind. Anyway, thank you for reaching to this point of the video. If you have watched the whole vlog through, thank you so much for supporting my channel, and yeah, I'll see you next time.